Hello, my name is Lucas. This is Bit of Lit. This is Bright. And now I'm dark. And now I'm bright again. Oh god. It's like, I don't know, uh, holy light or something. It's driving me crazy. The last prompt of this is a spoiler tag. I was tagged 2 months ago. Shows how up to date I am. I will tag and shout out Around the Weird, Tom L.A. Books, The Dusty Bookshelf, Olivia's Catastrophe, and Chris Bookish Cauldron. All great channels for different reasons, lots of variety there. Also, channels that I don't think have done the book tag. Quite a few of the channels I know have been tagged and have done it, and I just now found it because Codex Cantina did it, and they were talking about Brian and Bookish having mentioned them, not tagging them, but mentioned them. This is by Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, by the way. And then I went back to watch Brian's, which I missed, and he had tagged me, and I just missed that. So I think he also tagged me before I was complaining about the cabal of the Secret Society of Booktube Taggers keeping me out, which they've now inducted me. But anyway, see some socks over there. Number one. Oh, I did number 9, by the way. Number 1, what do you consider a spoiler? I suppose a spoiler is telling people what happens in the book, character motivations. Probably the most annoying spoiler for me is a character motivation, but I don't really mind spoilers. Sometimes I read a lot. I do, but I watch a lot of booktube videos that are reviews. That's mostly what I watch. I don't really. This is probably why I don't see that I'm tagged, because I don't watch tag videos that much compared to reviews, which are not as popular as tag videos, which is a shame. But yeah, I don't actually. I don't like not spoiler free reviews because that doesn't make any sense to me. What are you even going to talk about? Does the genre. Anyway, yeah, spoiling that kind of stuff, I guess. Plot or character motivation or something would be a spoiler. Does the genre you're reading impact what you consider to be a spoiler? No, but I see how certain genres can be impacted more. For example, mystery or crime fiction or thriller. Certain elements being spoiled could be a lot more detrimental in a way to someone wanting to read the book than if it's fantasy or science fiction or western or what I'm thinking of, or literary fiction if you don't want a specific genre. Excuse me. I still see them equally as spoilers, which don't bother me too much, but they mostly bother me in movies. But it's, because when I read, I don't visualize things, but I have some kind of sensory input in my mind where it's kind of like visualizing. But I can still imagine, like, what's going on. But if it's a movie, then I've seen it. That said, I can read about what's happened in a movie or a TV show and then watch it, and then it'll be totally different. Because again, I've imagined it in a different way. And then I see it, and then it's like, wow, that's cool. All the best bits are in the trailer number 3. So true, so annoying. Sometimes the synopsis can be too detailed. Disagree. But I can see how it can dissuade, is that a word? Make people not want to read a book anyway. Do you research books prior to reading them, or do you go in blind? I will if I've never read a book by a certain author, but I've heard a lot of really good things. But if I have read an author, I will not really do a lot of research, just see what it's about at least, or maybe read the back of a book. Whereas if I haven't read anything, I'll see what people are saying and a little bit about what happens in it, and if that interests me, or what kind of problems people have with the book, then maybe I'll read it, maybe I won't. Number 4, sometimes the introduction or translators' notes can spoil the ending, especially for classics. Has this ever happened to you? Yeah, and I welcome it. Because, especially if it's a classic, okay? let's say, well, good example. I read War and Peace last year and Crime and Punishment earlier this year. I don't know very much about Russian history. I certainly don't know a lot of Russian literary traditions. I do know a little bit more because I've read those two books, but I'm still out of the loop. I don't know all the politics of Russia for the times those were written. I don't know. I'm very ignorant of this kind of thing. That's what the introduction is for. And what the translator notes are for, especially because in Russian literature, lots of characters have multiple names depending on your relationship with the person. You will call them a certain thing, or they will call you a certain name. So, and then you think, well, yeah, that's fine if it's Russian literature, but what about if I'm American and I'm reading about a classic of the time, from, I don't know, early 20th century? Well, to that I say, how much do you know about the early 20th century? Maybe you know quite a bit. Maybe you know a lot. Maybe you don't know very much. It can still be there. It can still help you understand where the author's getting their ideas. It puts things in context. And I think that's why I really like it for classics, especially with translators' notes. It's important, it's there for a reason. You will have less context. If you read it after the fact, that's a little weird to me because it's an introduction, but I guess, sure. But introductions make reading classics or books from different time periods so much easier for me to understand. Or even if there's an introduction to I don't know, like a science fiction book, or something to explain some ideas or whatever, that helps me understand what's going on. May not even say anything about too much about what the plot is, maybe some basic elements. Please do. Maybe I will be confused without it. Maybe that's just who I am. I get people skipping it. I don't get people getting upset that they can be full of spoilers, because especially if it's classic, it's old. Probably older than you. Anyway, number 5. Name a time somebody spoiled a novel for you. I watch a lot of videos on BookTube that spoil novels that I've never read. So there's that. I read a lot of reviews that will spoil things. So there's that. And yeah, lots of times. Sometimes people have told me what happens in a novel. So there's that. Number 6, have you ever spoiled a novel for somebody? Oh, dude, I will tell everybody about every little thing and get into the nitty-gritty in person. And especially if it's a book I think that they won't want to read. I will ask, like, are you planning to ever read this book? Okay, well, let me tell you. I will be, cognizant of the fact that some people don't like spoilers. On my videos, I will spoil a lot. I try not to spoil too much so that there is a reason to read for people that don't like too many spoilers. But, yeah, I spoil a lot. Definitely. Unashamedly, too. Number 7, if spoilers ruin... What? If spoilers ruin novels, are there some authors or genres you can't read? What? What? I don't understand. What is going on? If spoilers ruin novels, first of all, they don't. If the writing is good, okay, even if you are spoiled about something, if the writing is good and can carry itself to what has been spoiled to you, and through it, and past it, then it's perfectly fine, okay? Maybe it sucks, especially if you want to be in the dark until you get to that moment and, oh my God, have more of a surprise. I get that. but it does not ruin the novel, okay? If the rest of the writing is good. If the writing is not that great, but it has that really great plot twist or whatever, then sure. But then the rest of the book is not good. So you wouldn't want to reread it, okay? Okay? I don't understand the way this book... I hate this question, just for the way it's worded. Are there some authors you can't reread? What? What? If spoilers ruin novels, are there some authors you can't reread? There may be some books I can't reread because the book doesn't have good writing, even if it has that really great twist. Sure. Some authors you can't read. But the author might have other books. And if that book was perfectly fine... Wait, what is the timeline? Was I spoiled on a book and then I read it and then I don't want... Was I spoiled on a book that was ruined for me, but then I read it? But now I can't reread it? I guess. But that's the book, not the rest of the books by the author. But maybe that's an indication of their writing. But it has nothing to do with spoilers because I've only been spoiled on this one book. I don't know if I've been spoiled in this context. I don't know if I've been spoiled on other books by this author. I might be ruined. This book has been ruined for me. Okay, the spoilers there. The writing's not good. But what if the writing was good? Then the book wasn't ruined for me because the rest of the writing is really good. So why would the author be unreadable a second time? I haven't read their other books. So I guess rereading would be their other books, but apparently they've been ruined for me because I've been spoiled on the one book that I've read that I don't want to reread. More importantly, I'm very confused by that. Why would I not be able to reread a genre? Because a novel has been ruined for me by spoilers. Oh no, somebody told me about what happens in Lord of the Rings, which I've never read. Now I can never read any epic fantasy ever again in my life. Because they're all inspired by Lord of the Rings, so I'm ruined. Everything is ruined. Maybe I'm misphrasing here, but this question's driving me crazy. Also, there's a misspelling. Number 8. I don't get... One book has been ruined for me by a spoiler, which I don't really agree with. It's just the writing that can ruin a book. Why would the rest of the author's books be ruined for me because of one spoiler, so I can't read? Also, I've been I already know about this book. What if it hasn't been ruined? And does that mean... I'm going to let it go. Oh, the genre thing actually bothers me more than the author thing. Because I can kind of see that one. But the genre, what is that? What? Number 8. When reviewing, are you spoiler-free? Does this limit your ability to discuss? Yes, it does limit your ability to discuss. That's why I always give spoilers. Anybody that gives a spoiler-free review, what are you even talking about? I've seen these videos, and they drive me insane. I don't understand what you're doing. Wow, yeah, the plot is really good. The character's very interesting. They're really motivated. And the writing's really great. Wonderful. Why do I care? I don't care. You've told me nothing. You've just thrown a bunch of adjectives together to say, wow, that's cool. I don't really like that, but okay. That's really interesting when the character does that and they go to some really cool places and you can imagine the great things they do. I'm a little bit heated from these two questions. It doesn't make it... Okay, this question is actually really good. Number 7 is just confusing to me. When reviewing, are you spoiler-free? I have seen these videos, and they drive me insane. Even though I've seen them, I don't understand. What do you think you're talking about? You're just throwing words together. I'm being a little facetious, but also a little spicy, and also a little bit mean-spirited, perhaps. I hate spoiler-free book reviews. I just saw one in my feed, and I really enjoy this person's videos, but I saw that and I thought I need to unsubscribe from you because you're just blowing hot air into the... Yes, it limits your ability to discuss things. You don't have to spoil everything, okay? Just giving some basic ideas. Oh, well, you know, the plot and the characters are really great. Does nothing. Lots of characters, but my brain has turned off. I don't know what I'm saying. I got really angry at the end. Please don't do spoiler-free reviews. You're not helping anybody. What are you talking about? And also, no, spoilers don't ruin novels. Bad writing ruins novels. Thank you.